It's your Wednesday night conversation. It's more than just the gossip, it's the issues that matter most to you. A closer look at current events, just the tip, special guests, and more. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe, Arizona's longest running drag live stream. Hosted by Felicia Fefe Minor and Freddy Prinze Charming. Streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, we got a huge gathering already of people. The gaggle of people are here. Wow. Look at you being on time. Yes, Joan. No picture. It may happen. We got notice that sometimes the video, because I upgraded or something, I don't know, that the video might not work. But anyway, welcome to Let's Have a Fefe. This is season 9, episode 19. This is your Wednesday night conversation. I'm Felicia Fefe Minor, and you may notice that the gentleman next to me is not Freddy Prinze Charming. It is Drake Jensen. And Freddy will not be joining us tonight because he came down with something, just the bug coming out real quick. He sounds like he'll be doing better soon, but we wish him well. Kimberly says, "Oh my God, Drake is sexy."
Hey, that will Kimberly.
That will be the theme of the night. Kimberly, does your husband know that you... I'm just kidding. Yes. Okay, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. As you guys have all been fully lusting over Drake. Let's see.
I don't mind.
We'd like to thank our patrons, including Drake and Michael, for joining us and taking the deeper plunge. So I'll have to add you guys to this list. I didn't add you before. I saw you on my phone. I didn't get to work on the show sheet. But we want to thank our 18 patrons, or 19. That will make it 19 almost. Allison, Best and Brandon, Cassandra 1S, Cassandra 2S's, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Kim, Joan, Jody, Leanne, Nicole, Patricia Mason, and Sassy C. Diaz, Shelly, and Sky, and now Michael and Drake. Wow. Special thanks to our friends and supporters, Cassandra with 1S, Patricia Mason, and Sky for taking the deeper plunge. And I'll have to add Michael and Drake to that list because they took the deeper plunge.
We always go deep, Fefe.
There's no other way. This month, we're raising money for much needed funds for upgrades to our equipment. And thanks to all who participated in the Bish. That is the name of the company, but I like to say it like we're saying Buy Bish jewelry auction. Altogether, the auction raised $1,000.
Wow.
$1,000. Now, I never said what the goal was for our overall fundraiser, but to say I'm overwhelmed, to say I'm surprised, to say I'm I don't know, elated is very understated. Thank you to Joan for coordinating the whole thing, the it went off without a hitch. Transfer of information was without a hitch. It was she did deliveries for those that requested it locally, and then I sent off about 5 packages on Sunday night, and most people should be getting them either by some people got theirs today, and then the rest of you should be getting them Thursday or Friday. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, thank you to Michelle Miranda Thorstad for her recent donation. Special thanks to Joan. So make sure you go like Joan's Buy Bish page on Facebook. If not, I'll invite you. And she's talented. She's got all that fun stuff going on up there. We want to also thank Guido Martin and Jeremy Bright of Ripple Phoenix. You can donate at paypal.me/let's have a Fefe. Yes. Oh, there's more people. Oh, hi.
Yeah. Like, I'm watching all these people join. And by the way, I've forgone my tip jar tonight. So whatever tips you get, or anybody that wants to tip me, I'd rather see them tip you, so you can put it towards your equipment for the show. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So whatever tips you guys want to give me, then they're going to Fefe and Freddy.
That is awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'm not gonna cry because it took me too long to put this on. But this has been so overwhelming and so. Where's Freddy? Suzette, you missed that part. He is not better. He is in bed probably by now because he was not feeling well earlier. No. Lastly, we have raised so far $1,410 for our needed equipment. Now, we were looking around online. That $1,400 barely pays for one laptop.
Yep. It's a tough game, girl.
Because somebody asked me, like, why are you asking for so much? And I'm like, I'm really not.
No.
I would like for both of us to have new equipment. And it seems that desktops are even more expensive than laptops. And I haven't bought a computer in nearly like 10 years. So that is kind of the gig right there. It ain't cheap. You're right. It ain't cheap. So give me your money. I'm just kidding. But that's enough begging for your money. If you want to receive text alerts for the show, you can text LHAF to 602-730-7379. Now, in Canada, I think you have to put like a 1, right?
Yeah.
Before you text me.
Yeah, it would be 1-602-773.
Should I fix that?
Oh, yeah, you put a 1 there just in case.
Let's see if I can fix it. I'm not used to having international guests of this.
Oh no! Well, you need to have more. We need to get you more Canadians. We were talking about that before the show. I'm gonna round up some Canadians for you. I'm gonna corral those bitches and put them in, and you can pick whatever one you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for the Canadians and those abroad, put the 1 in front so that it actually goes through.
Yeah.
Because if you just do 602, I don't think it'll do anything. Or you might be texting somebody that I don't know.
Right.
I'm not responsible for any data charges that when you text the wrong person.
About us, and they'll be saying, "Who's Fefe and who's Drake? Is he the rapper?" I'll be like, "No, I'm the lighter, whiter version with a hell of a lot less."
So I did tell somebody that Drake from Canada was joining us, and I think I made the mistake of assuming that they knew who I was talking about. And
yeah. Wait till they see how pasty fucking white I am. They're going to be like, whoa, girl, that's not the Drake I was thinking about.
That's not the right one.
That's not the right one, no.
But yes, that is all my housekeeping for now. Drake,
girl.
What did you? So you're up there in a cabin, tucked far away from society.
Mm.
What have you been doing? How do you spend your weekends?
Oh God. Well, a friend of mine from Texas is in Canada right now, and he rents our condo, and we're staying here. And he comes up on the weekends. Actually, he's here working for a big company, and ended up getting transferred. And he's been in our condo, so he comes up, and we have a big party. We have fun. We eat and play music, and he's actually
Oh
my IT
wow!
guy. He does all my IT stuff for me. So we eat and we plan and play music, and we've written a couple of songs, and we have a really good time here.
Oh
We don't
wow!
we don't see anybody. We don't go anywhere. I'm getting a little crazy. I was really looking forward to this tonight. That's for sure.
Oh wow! You must have been tucked away for a while because you're so excited to be here.
Well, I would be excited to be here if I wasn't tucked away. You look fabulous tonight, by the way. I'm just going to.
Thank you. This
I
is
really,
made by Marissa of Wigs of a Kind.
I like this wig.
And we have another Marissa saying hello. Hi, Marissa.
Yeah, we got lots of people on. Hello, everybody.
I can send you the link if you text me at. I feel like I'm turning into like a telethon operator.
We'll have a telethon
with the
in
wrong
the next
one.
hour.
So if you text me, I can send you the link.
People could suggest country songs, and if I know the words and can sing the first verse, then they'll have to donate like $5 or something like that. We could do that.
Oh
That'd be
wow!
kind of fun.
Ooh. So, wow. I'm not tucked far away from I'm not tucked right now either, but I'm not tucked far away from society. I what did I do this weekend? Hold on. I wrote it down because I'm getting to that age where I don't remember things.
I'm glad I'm 50. How do you think I feel? What did we hear?
So, I watched the end of the auction, you guys. It was so like nail biting. It, and to watch you guys like fighting over that, what was it, like the palm root? I think it was the palm root. Joan was quite overwhelmed by it, but also, so I watched the end of the auction, which ended like at 5, and of course I'm still working. So it became legal here in Arizona for you to get recreational marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
And we took a quick detour on the way home to the dispensary.
And what happened after that?
Well, I had invoices to do for the auction, so I did the what I was supposed to be doing, but I did eat an edible.
How'd it go?
I am not the giggly.
No, me either.
I am very chilled and
do you get deep? Do you go deep and start to get philosophical and all this stuff?
No, I just go like relaxed, and I focus really on like one thing. So like my family was running around, and I was like this. I didn't even notice things were going on until somebody like sat next to me, and I was like, "Oh, hey."
Yeah.
And I slept great. Let me tell you, I slept great.
Oh yeah, you sleep like a rock. So I'm a big THC advocate, right? It's been legal in Canada since the Trudeau government's been here, and I have really, here I'm going to age myself. I have a really bad back. So I have a bulging disc in the bottom of my back. It's from physical labor during the early part of my life, and it is bad. And they wanted me to put me on all these pain pills, and I said no. And I went to THC instead, and it's been completely manageable. And I write better music, and I sing better when I'm stoned. True. Well, it takes your inhibition away in a weird way. You know, I'm not stoned
Hmm.
now. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't before the show, um, but you know, it's something I do before I go to bed.
Hmm. But I was pretty relaxed
Oh yeah.
for the yeah, I get hyper focused. It was amazing. Like I was like doing the invoices and I was like, mm-hmm.
See, I couldn't do the invoices after I do that because I get actually like too, I get too like zoned out.
No, I'm a borderline workaholic, so
What are we gonna do with you, girl?
if you haven't noticed, I don't know how to keep still. Um, yes, Suzette. Yes. I don't think I have ADD, but
I have ADD. I have ADD.
it definitely makes you slow down just a little bit. Your brain's not like doing like 10 things at one time. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
we closed all the
Ooh.
tabs and
Yeah.
we're gonna do this
It's like
one
it's like
thing.
you're here and then you're here.
Yeah.
So it's
So it was I just gotta be I can't every day though. Can't every day.
I
I
won't
got
say
too much
anything.
to
I'm
do.
not saying a word.
Uh, I also did the Drag Queen Story Hour summit. Good things are coming down the line. Also met up with Joan to get the packages to send them out. And I hope that everybody is happy because Joan does beautiful work.
I missed something. I missed this jewelry auction.
You did.
Yeah.
It was beautiful work, and I'll have to invite you to her page because she does woodwork too,
Oh.
like wood art, and one of the pieces glows in the dark. I love it.
Ooh.
Um, just beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. And I still can't believe that she raised $1,000.
That's awesome.
So you'll be hearing Joan's name a lot because I didn't even, when I started this fundraiser, I didn't think anything about people that gave us $1,000. I didn't think anything about that. I just thought, oh well, maybe if somebody gives us $50, you know how you get when you're like, maybe. It's called Lynchburg Fractional Burning.
Fractal burning. Yeah. And
Fractal burning.
Suzette wants you to invite her to the page too, please. She says, I have to put my glasses on to read this, Suzette. Really. That's what happens when you're 50. Kills the look of my eyeliner though. So I gotta take the glasses
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I just plaster mine on so you can see it.
Well, you just wear a little bit more than me. Just a little. I take shit for the little bit I wear, just so you know.
Maybe I can put it in here. While we're talking, I can put it in one of these things. Hold
Like
on.
in the chat feed.
Oh, maybe I could do that too.
Yeah.
Please hold.
Put it in the chat feed. Like copy and paste it in the chat.
I'm gonna put it on the screen as well. And Joan, correct me if it's wrong, because it wouldn't be the first time.
So Joan is here, and she done the jewelry, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was on last week.
Oh, awesome. See, I've been crazy busy with the new release, so I haven't seen anything for like 2 weeks now.
Oh, you're fine, Joan.
She says she's sorry that she's slow. Well, I'm glad somebody else is too. I'm working on jewelry as you speak, so she's actually working on it.
Yeah. So the good thing was that Joan got a couple of orders out of this, especially if somebody like got outbid on a certain item, they requested something similar. So.
Oh, that's cool. I gotta check this out because I'd like to have something custom. I like having things that other people don't have.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, Joan, look at that. You're going international.
Yeah.
Automatic.
Maybe she can make a Drake Jensen piece and we can make it available on my merch store.
Oh, wow. Now she makes all of these by hand. Would that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So that would be. Whoa.
People will buy. Trust me.
You talk to Joan because that sounds like
to Joan. Yeah.
That sounds like big business.
Yeah.
That sounds. For those asking, I have palm root rough on the way. Ooh.
What's that?
Some like it rough.
Oh.
I believe that's Joan.
That's me.
Oh, Joan's open for the collaboration.
There we go. Let's talk, Joan. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That'd be
Oh,
very
look
cool.
at Kimberly says, yes, please. Wow. Making things happen. Making things happen. I'll buy it.
We need to embellish the chest a little more. I don't have anything here right now, so
Oh,
my chain
how
is on
dare you
back.
have a naked chest?
Look, it's furry, but there's nothing there. See, it needs there's nothing here either. But anyway, that's a whole other story.
We'll get there soon. We'll get there.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Let's see. Let's talk about, because I'm gonna skip the tip because Freddie does that. So in politics, let's take a closer look at current events. The Orange Man is still at it, quietly, hard to believe, quietly. But Agent Orange created a political advocacy company called the Office of the Former President. And supposedly, this press release shows that they will continue the advocacy that Americans need. I think he did well enough and should stay hidden while we go on to impeachment trials. So it has moved on to the Senate, but there is some trouble. So we don't know if it'll pass the Senate or if it'll just get rejected because it needs 17 Republicans to vote yay for the bill or for the impeachment, and a lot of people are being like, no, that's okay. You know how Republicans are.
Yeah, you can be a total criminal and just get away with it. Yay!
Yeah. So, but in weird news, get this: articles of impeachment have been filed against President Biden in his just short time of being in office.
That crazy one with the
long hair?
Yes,
the crazy one. Marjorie Green is her name.
Oh, she's baked. Oh my God! Like
yes,
you and I together on gummies couldn't come up with that.
I saw the tweet and I thought maybe she's kidding.
Oh, that hair is really bad too, Fefe.
Yeah, I was just wondering who is this, and so I read up on her. And today, one of the Parkland victims' parent, I guess one of the high school students that died in a school shooting, was going to lobby against lobby for gun control. And Marjorie Green was shown on video attacking another person about going and telling them that they're a coward and that they're not smart. If I find the video, I can. I don't like posting the crazy not so good things on our page, but I can share it on our page. But just be aware that it's not. It's like Karen 2.0.
Right. I mean, I seen her here in Canada, like, just so everybody understands, because I was like pretty deep into this orange guy for a little while. I was pretty angry about it, and I was posting a lot about it, and I got a lot of abuse for it because there's an awful lot of gay Trumpers, just so you know.
We talk about that too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, they were attacking me, saying, you should keep your nose out of our American politics. I'm like, I wake up every morning and hear your American politics on our Canadian news. It was every day, Fefe, like no word of lie. For 4 years, it was every damn day. Now, every day, listening to something that he did.
Now, don't you have the handsome prime minister, right?
JT.
Yeah, can we switch?
Well, I think, I celebrated. I mean, I was driving home the other day and I heard this girl recite this poem. Sorry, I don't know her name.
Oh, Amanda Gorman.
Yeah. And this poem was like words that the former president couldn't conjugate. That he wouldn't understand. And it just spoke to me. And I found myself driving into the sunset like a cowboy in my truck, and tears were rolling down my face. And I had no idea how much he affected me, how much all the hate that he perpetuated against so many people, how
Yes.
he reversed so many good things that were done by Obama. I
But
had no
speaking of
idea.
that,
Yeah.
speaking of that, Joe Biden has been very, I can say President Joe Biden. I haven't said president in like 4 years. Um, excuse me. Is just signing the executive orders. So lifting the ban on trans members of military, protections for LGBTQ plus, and also, oh, that's a good question.
What's that?
I'm sure there's some legal aspect to that, but
Oh well, yeah, you can. All I'd have to do is contact her and tell her I want to write like a melodic like makeup for it. And yeah, that's how it happens. A lot of poetry gets turned into music. It would be. I think that one would be like a stairway to heaven, wouldn't it? It really
yeah,
would be another stairway to heaven. There hasn't been another stairway to heaven in a long time. That
I'm
poem
sure she would be
certainly.
down for that.
Yeah. So
Um, So President Joe Biden has been up to a lot of things, talking about race equity here just a little while ago. What did he talk about today? COVID, making sure that there's a plan because Agent Orange didn't have a plan in
no plan.
place. So that's the part that's kind of scary. That's like when you go to somebody else's job and you're like fill in for them and they're like, "Oh no, I never had a plan." And you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
So, and to think that he's responsible for billions, if not millions of people,
But he
that's
wasn't though.
scary.
He wasn't even responsible for himself.
Yeah. So,
So that says a lot.
yes. So so far I'm happy, except for the people that are on. I have to get off of Twitter
Oh God.
um, because sometimes I thought I deleted some of the nasty people, but some of the nasty people keep talking about, well, Joe Biden's not doing this. I'm like, what did we're
Yeah.
like 7 days
I
in.
know. Just fix everything that was done in 4 years in the next 24 hours, please, or I'm going to hate you.
I know people that work at the local Walmart that can't even face shelves. What do you so
It's so true.
just take your time,
Yeah.
fix what you feel like needs to be fixed, and we're here. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to have any problems with him. Let's just say that. But to think that he's going back, addressing things. Oh, the other thing was to eliminate private companies running prisons.
Yes.
That should not be something that we profit off of.
No.
It should be
It should be
something that,
state. It should be
yeah.
states that run prisons and
So
people that get like arrested for smoking a marijuana joint and get thrown in prison for 5 years. Yeah, that might be wrong. Just saying.
yeah. It's ridiculous. Bike. What does that say? Saying worse.
Here I go with my glasses again, girl. Put my glasses on. It says it's ridiculous. Blake Kennedy says worst things first week ever on day 2. Okay.
Oh yeah, I did read that. That was on Twitter too. He was part of the nasty people,
Yeah.
saying all these nasty things about why haven't we gotten any. I did see some people going like, "What is Joe Biden doing for us?" And I'm like, "You're cis white, so you go ahead and do what you do on a daily basis. You get it taken care of, I'm sure." You heard what? You heard.
This
Someone
is Biden's
say
America. Negatively after day 4. Like what? Give him at least 14 days. Give him a month.
they technically. So I think that it's fair because we did this with Orange Guy. Is that the first 100 days is like your evaluation. It's like your job. You go 90 days and Do we like you? Do we not like you? That's what I think.
But I think we should be able to turf. You should be able to turf them after 90 days if they suck. Just saying.
I mean, that would have saved us a lot of time in the last 4 years. But
it would save me a lot of strife from listening to them on CBC constantly, which is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, by the way.
I also saw someone saying that Biden has lied because COVID isn't under control yet. So somebody else had a year to take care of that and didn't do it. So, and we're not the only country suffering. So
yeah, and I don't think he said anything's under control. I think what they said is that they're working on it, and I think that's.
And he's working on a plan on how to distribute the vaccine, and not just saying, oh, some states will get it, and criteria this, and make it up as you go, because that's not happening. That I feel more comfortable about. Sorry, I threw that up there one more time. Let's see, what else did I put on here? We talked about the trans ban.
Yeah. Oh, and he actually was equity for LGBTQ people can't be fired from their jobs due to sexual orientation. So that's another. I see it because I'm such an activist. I'm an activist for people. So it doesn't matter to me what country you live in. I'm just an activist. So I follow all this stuff, but I think that was probably one of the most poignant things he's done.
You know what's so great is that I follow people from all over the world on Instagram, well, on Facebook too, but mainly on Instagram. It's easier to see. But there were people all over the world, including my friend Mark that lives in the Netherlands. They were celebrating for us that was over.
Oh yeah.
So
we were too. We got drunk that night. we got drunk. My husband's mother, knows more about U.S. politics.
Oh wow.
Most U.S. people would know.
Wow.
Yeah. I would go with her and sit down with her and say, okay, what's going on? And she would fill me in on the whole thing. She knew everything.
Oh wow.
The whole course of the whole 4 years.
Well, I started to ignore a little bit of it. Sorry,
I had to. My publicists were getting after me and saying, you're supposed to be a musician. Stop posting about Trump. I'm like...
I mean, I was on one of your lives when you were getting upset about it.
Oh, yeah. It was hard not to get upset about it.
I mean, because it does affect everybody else.
It affects everybody. Everybody.
Let's see. So, I'm only going to read these headlines. I can post the links on our Facebook page.
Okay.
So I'm going to read these headlines, and they're from the science section of the news. Okay. So the first preserved dinosaur butthole is perfect and unique, says paleontologists.
Mine's good too.
I'm not making this up. It was an actual headline. I wish that I was making it up.
I wish you were making this up too. But we can make up more if you want to.
Another one read 50 million year old fossil assassin bug has unusual well preserved genitalia.
Me too.
I hope that no one digs me up 50 million years from now and goes, well, that is perfect.
Well, mine's not 50 million years. Mine's only 50, but it's still well preserved.
Oh, you know what? Suzette, you are so right. Okay. And I wish I had the picture. I need to get better at the visual part of our show prep. But I am so glad that science is okay again, Suzette says. I am so glad that science is okay again, too, because Dr. Fauci looks amazing. I want to be 80 and look like
that. Is he 80?
I think he is. Let's look.
How old is Fauci? My husband's here. Michael's here. So I'm questioning Michael.
He's 80 years old.
He's 80. He does not look 80.
No, I won't.
That when I'm 80.
Whatever he's doing, I will listen. If he says anti-aging, you rub dinosaur butthole on you,
Mm,
then I will do it. All
okay.
for the sake of science.
I'm gonna let you try it first though, and then you can send me a selfie.
Ah, we'll find out. We'll find out.
Girl's got a dinosaur bottle stuck to her face. She's sickening.
It's called anti-aging.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. He looks great. He is smiling. He feels trusted. I read the article in the LA Times about him working for Trump.
Ugh,
Let you guys read
imagine
that.
Imagine like working for the absolute worst boss ever.
And he said that this administration is okay with him saying, I don't know, because there are a lot of unknowns to
Ah,
this.
hello. Well, here's the thing. So this is what was going on in Canada. I don't know, it was, I've watched it go down. So at first they were saying, masks, no, don't wear a mask. If you can't wear it properly, don't wear it, blah, blah, blah. They said that here, just so you know. But then
Mhm.
science, after a course of 3 or 4 months hit, and they studied it and had time to see how it transfers and seeing how microscopic and how volatile it was, they said, wear a mask. And people are like, well, you said 4 months ago that we don't have to. Well,
Yes.
there's this thing called research. And it's kind of like saying if we had a cure for cancer, that, well, you didn't have one 6 months ago, so it doesn't much matter. I don't want that cure for cancer now.
Yeah.
It's like that.
So, and somebody has made the point that science is forever evolving. And I don't know if people know that, but I do know that people have a problem with change. So, there we are. That's all I have for current events. That's how science works. Yes, you keep doing
Yeah.
experiments, you keep trying new things,
Yeah. We used to
all
think the
of that.
world was flat.
I
Some
mean,
people
there's
still think the world's flat.
yeah, I was gonna say there's some
Kooky, shitty people. Kooky,
some
like,
theorists out there that
yeah,
are
it's
like,
not good.
wow,
Yeah.
Trump is right and the earth is flat.
Right.
Don't know where those people are and don't bring them near me.
No, not around here.
Also today I got the COVID vaccination. I
You
totally
did?
forgot. I don't know why I forgot that. My arm hurts so bad. I did.
So you guys are way ahead of us down there. By the way, you guys are all getting vaccinated, and there's a major stall here.
Oh,
Like,
oh.
all we've
Do you
seen
need me to call the prime minister?
Well, I spoke to my doctor today because I may have to make a trip to the States.
Oh, wow.
And, which I can't talk about. But maybe I might have to. And if I do, then I'd like to be vaccinated. And he said, that's exactly what he said to me. If you want a vaccination, call the prime minister. And he was not
Oh.
he was not
I'll
happy.
call him.
Yeah, give him a call.
Mm.
Give him a video call, actually.
Mm. 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 Not first thing in the morning, though.
So how
I
do you
can't.
feel? How do you feel? You feel fine? There's nothing you haven't had?
I would say the only thing that I'm feeling is I don't like shots in the first place. I could feel the needle
Yeah.
because it's so long. Have you
Ooh.
guys seen how long
Oh,
the
the
needle is?
needle. Oh, the needle is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I could feel the needle in my arm, and
Oof.
I'm so squeamish when it comes to.
Oh, I can stick myself. I have no problem.
Oh no, mm-mm.
Yeah.
So I had to like talk off. I had to look out the door, and then she was like talking to me about stuff, and I was like,
Then you go,
yeah. But I was like, you need to hurry up because this is taking too long, girl.
Yeah.
This is taking too long. I feel it. But enough about me. Let's talk about you.
Okay.
Drake.
Girl.
So Drake was on the show.
God. Don't even say
It
it.
says 10 years ago, but I don't
10 years ago. It's been 10 years since I've been on the show.
I don't believe you though.
It's true. I think it might be 9. It might be 9, but it's definitely no. It's 9 for sure. Because I think Outlaw was out when I came on the show.
That can't be right. Because we've only been doing this since 2012.
Well, then it was right after you started the show then that I was on.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you were in
almost 9 years.
The
I'm
second
old.
needle is bigger. Don't do that, Joan. Oh, that's Chris. Don't do that either. Don't do that. Oh my God. That's so
Oh my
creepy.
God, you're never going to go back.
In 28 days, I will.
Yeah, you have to.
Um, but yes, so Drake was on a, almost a decade ago. That's
I
my
was a
fault.
mere boy.
uh,
I didn't have my long white beard.
I would say it was shorter then,
Yeah,
but I like the long beard. I do.
thank you.
Um, and wow, I can't believe that. I'm
I know.
still I'm still trying to calculate the time and when you were on here. I'll look afterward, but
Yeah, I'd like to know, but I think it was probably it was on the cusp of 9 years. It's been definitely 8 for sure. It was when you first started the show because I remember Josh Hastings was the one that put me in touch with you.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So for those that did not see that episode and don't know you, tell us about yourself.
So I grew up in Eastern Canada on Cape Breton Island, which is one of the most famous islands next to Hawaii in the whole world. Um, I grew up literally on country music, and what I want to talk about. I want to get into, of course, the genre of country music. I want to talk about Black people in country music, people of color in country music. That's what I want to talk about. 'Cause
Mhm.
I've really taken like an interest in educating myself. So I
We'll
listen.
talk about that,
I want to
but
talk.
I want people to get
So
to know you.
yeah, so me, I grew up. I was 5 years old. I was graduating from nursery school, preschool, or whatever they call it in the states. I don't know. And they asked everybody had to do something, and I had to. I said I want to sing because my father had a bunch of records that I loved, and one of them was John Denver's "Country Roads," and I
Mhm.
still love that song. Um, and I sang that at my nursery school graduation. I was 4.5 years old,
Oh,
so
wow.
that would have been 45 years ago. So I've been singing for 45 years. I grew up in the church, so I was born and baptized Christian, and got in the church choir, hung around with a priest who was a major influence on me musically. Um, and I used to practice in the church by myself. He used to
Just
go in.
musically?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
I'm just
Which is so
asking.
funny, and a lot of people they look at me strangely when I speak about him, and because I was 14 and we were very good friends, and nothing ever happened. He was great, and I loved him dearly. Like he was like my other grandfather, and he used to go in the church and switch the mic on and let me sing and hear myself in a great big reverberated auditorium like sort of setting. And I realized how big my voice was back then, even though my voice hadn't changed because I was still really young.
Mhm.
And then I went on to playing in rock bands, and I used to sing Bon Jovi. Can you imagine this?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was like singing Bon Jovi in my early 20s, and the Bare Naked Ladies. I'm sure you know who the Bare Naked Ladies are.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was singing the Bare Naked Ladies and Bon Jovi and Green Day and all this stuff, but there was always this thing about returning to country music. And I think as I got older and my voice matured, and I stopped playing in rock bands because you're out till 3:34. It's like doing a drag show. You're out till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
You're dragging equipment, and it was just too much. And I wanted to become a professional musician. So in 2002, I went on that journey, recorded my first single, got a bunch of radio play with that. It was a cover of an Anne Murray song called "A Little Good News," and it's old, but it's still relevant today. Um,
Mhm.
and 10 years ago, I decided that I would take the bull by the horns, ha ha ha, no cliches here, and I would go to Nashville. So I went to Nashville, and
Oh.
I realized, I think, when I went to Nashville, how sterile and straight and white Nashville
Mm.
was. Because at that time, you know, there was a lot of the higher ups making all the decisions on who's getting seen and who's not getting seen. And so
As it always was.
when I released my first album, I got a review by one of the biggest country music historians and critics in the world, Robert K. Orman, and he gave me the Discovery Award of the month because he loved the album so much.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was at the top of the page in Music Row magazine with Kelly Pickler. Um,
Wow.
then with On My Way to Finding You, which was one of the title track to the record, I decided there was a guy here in Ottawa, a teenager. He was 15 years old, and the last going off, he was on the bus, and there was a bunch of guys that shoved a bunch of batteries down his throat and made him swallow them. They'd been torturing him for years, and he took his life and became an LGBTQ statistic, the one that we see all the time, where so many more LGBTQ teenagers take their lives. I decided that I was going to come out. And
so you were in your late 20s, or
no? This was 10 years ago. I was 30. Yeah, this was right after I got the big review in Nashville. So
wow.
So what happened was I came out with On My Way to Finding You. I put Michael in the video. You can go watch the video. It's on YouTube. It's dedicated to Jamie Hoogley, the guy who died, who took his life. And it was really a poignant, kind of deep, emotionally rooted time for me. And we sent a press release to radio. A bunch of radio stations stopped playing me.
So you came out. Did you come out to your like immediate surroundings, like your family and things,
when I was
before then?
Yeah, when I was 26, I came out to my family.
Okay, so like, explain why that's like a big deal for like the music industry.
Well, it's not so much for well, I'm not going to say that either. I got to be careful. So I'm going to choose my words carefully here, but I'm going to say that country music, it's not just with Black people that they're not evolved. They're not evolved with LGBTQ people either. And it's been nothing but an uphill battle and a struggle, and you get ignored and you get treated like you don't matter. And, I've made my invisible, minority visible by coming out, I don't think I could hide it. I don't know. I wanted to wear makeup. I wanted to do crazy things, and people were going to figure it out eventually anyway. They knew I was going. My husband was managing me. So I couldn't deny all this stuff. And especially after the suicide, it really moved me, because I almost had the same thing happen to me when I was 14. I almost did the same thing. So I decided to take this step and become an advocate for people that don't have a voice. And I wanted to be that voice. And so what I did was I basically 10 years ago sat down and created some kind of weird superhero that dresses up like lumberjacks and G.I. Joe. And I took inspiration from my Big Jim doll, and I became that person over the past 10 years. And it's been a ride, because I just got named by the Advocate magazine the LGBTQ daddy of country music. It's a big title, girl. They're big boots to fill, So it's been a really big journey. This year I did a video called "Burn the Floor." It was a song I wrote with my friend John Hemingway in Nova Scotia, and we had no idea how big the song was going to be. It turned out to be my biggest song to date, with over 10,000 streams on Spotify right now. But the video won LGBTQ Video of the Year, and the Advocate called it the most inclusive country music video ever made in LGBTQ history.
Wow.
Because it's all full of sexy stuff and pups and leather men and burlesque women, and there's straight people in there, and there's a bunch of diverse.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's a real mishmash. And I was a little nervous releasing that video, because I thought, oh God, the country music community, and the country music associations wouldn't put it on their page here in Canada. They wouldn't acknowledge it at all. Everybody who gets 100,000 streams here in Ontario usually gets put on the page for the Country Music Association of Ontario. Not this guy didn't.
No.
Just saying, they must have overlooked it.
So do I need to call the Prime Minister for that too?
Yeah, get the vaccine and get them to put my friggin' video up. So that's been kind of like the way it's been, and I've been an advocate for people, and I continue to be an advocate. This year is going to be a big thing, because I'm getting involved with in my home province of Nova Scotia. I'm getting involved with the Rural Communities Association. We're going to be making a reach committee out to LGBTQ kids in schools, so we can reach those kids. And I'm also starting a scholarship fund in my name in my hometown, in my high school, that I never graduated from, by the way. I didn't get a chance to. So there's been a lot going on, and lately it's been crazy. My Spotify's blowing up. It's been awesome. I had 105 listeners on Spotify, and I went from 105 to 32,000 in the past 5 days.
Wow.
Yeah, they really like this new song, Never Surrender, because I did a cover of this Corey Hart song. Corey Hart, I wear my sunglasses at night so I can soar. You ever hear that song?
Yes.
Yeah, so Corey Hart did that song. He's fucking famous here, like massive. So my graphic designer who lives in New York said to me, he said, Drake, he said, why don't you cover Never Surrender by Corey Hart? So I said, that's a great idea. So it was going to go on the new album, which is coming out in May, by the way. It's called Iconic. And Jonathan, my producer, said, well, let's just do an acoustic version of it and you sing it and that'll be the end of the album. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So then COVID hits. And he sends me this thing through email and he said, I got a little inspired and he did this full production of this beautiful Never Surrender. And if you haven't checked out Never Surrender, go to YouTube and watch it. It's a great video. I'll dedicate it to our frontline workers. And so I heard it and I'm like, wow. And then one thing led to another. And I called up my vocal coach and I said, girl, I said, you got to be on this track. I said, you need to do this. I want to do like a Lady A sort of thing with this. So she said yes. And we put her on there. And then we had Garth Brooks' steel guitar player on there because he's a friend of mine. And I had Rob Pruce, who's a famous musician from Canada who worked on Broadway for Mamma Mia for like years. He's on there. So there's this star-studded bunch. And the song just flew on Spotify. It's got like 55,000 streams in 20 days.
And Kim says that she loved it and cried.
Oh, Kim, I did too. I'll never forget when Nicolas Chevalier sent the video back, because my videographer is from Paris. And he moved to Canada. Of course, he has a work permit. He's here now. Thank God. He's great, super talented. He sent me the video back, and Michael and I watched it. We just bawled. So interestingly enough, there's a nurse in the video. You'll catch a nurse in the video. It's a single nurse. It's a picture of a single nurse. She was in Philadelphia at the time. And she was in Philadelphia at the time of the BLM riots. And then COVID was there. And then she got COVID.
Oh, no.
And she was in the last portion of her surgical studies and got really, really sick. And we didn't know whether she was going to live or die. And I've known her since she was 8 years old. Whoa. And so anyway, I got a hold of her through her mother because we're both from Cape Breton Island. And I said, is Sam okay? And she said, yeah. I said, can you get a picture? I said, I want to put her on the cover. So she's the nurse. If you look at the cover on Spotify, she's the nurse on the left. And she's the nurse in the video, and she survived COVID. And it was amazing when we launched it. I had her on my Facebook Live, and we launched the video together. I mean, this is a kid that I knew when she was 8 years old. So there was definitely some life-changing stuff around this song. And it remains to be probably one of my most successful releases next to Wherever Love Takes Us and Burn the Floor. But yeah,
so we just keep turning the hits.
Yeah, and it's just getting better and better. We just released it in Australia, and Australia love it. I've been doing Australian interviews for the past 2 weeks, and
wow.
I had a top 40 hit in Australia. I had a top 40 in Australia. I was blown away. But the past 10 years has been, like, since I talked to you, been really turbulent. And I've been up and down because I suffer from, I'd like to acknowledge mentally ill people because I suffer from anxiety and depression. And because of my childhood and what happened to me when I was young, it was really bad. That story's going to be told someday, by somebody. And I think that may be coming sooner than later. But I had a really turbulent childhood, and it affected me for the rest of my life. And I think so many people out there now are suffering from mental illness that we're all turning to music.
Yeah.
So. And it's been interesting. There's been a lot of controversy in country music lately. Because I know Kix Brooks came out, the guy who's saying, save a horse, ride a cowboy. That's song anyway. And he came out and said, he's very much on the right, and we all know what that means. And there's a lot of controversy right now in country music. There's a lot of segregation in country music. And then there's a lot of people that say to me, why do you sing country music? Country music hates LGBTQ people, and they hate black people. And I'm like, well, this is the reason why I do it.
Because it's your chance to change the course?
Yeah. I get to make that positive change. I get a lot of people. I've gotten the tag pioneer here in Canada. And I don't take that lightly, right? It's real serious stuff, right? I mean, I need a gummy now. Okay, pass the gummy. But it's serious stuff when you start changing lives, and I get messages from people all the time that tell me that they continue living because of what I do.
I mean, that's the part that is the most rewarding. At least for me, anyway.
I
I
was
don't
going
know
to say,
about
you
you.
probably experienced this yourself. I mean,
Uh-huh.
you can't be that
Uh,
beautiful and not affect people.
it's a lot of hard work to look this cheap.
Who said that?
Dolly Parton.
I know, don't you fucking love Dolly Parton?
um, yes, Lil Nas X is a black gay country singer, but he's one of what? So many artists
Oh,
that
I
and
think, you know, that I don't know what, there was a whole controversy surrounding that, and I didn't really follow it. That's why I don't comment on it, because I don't know. But I know it
mhm,
was on the country chart, and then they pulled it off, and there was all this freaking drama about this stuff. But it's interesting that I never really viewed people as colors or sexualities, because when you asked me in the pre-interview thing, how do you
mhm,
identify? And I always say this because I have a niece to nephew, trans um, gender
mhm.
nephew now, and I said, when he tries to start putting me in boxes, I'm like, you cannot box this thing. You can't box me. I'm a person. Like,
Mhm.
I'm many things. You can't. There's so many things that describe me. Just call me a person. I want to be a person. Why can't we all just be people? Why can't we accept each other
Well,
for
I
who
asked
we
that
are?
question because I don't want to say she when clearly that
It's
that's not.
it's a he.
But nothing is ever that
No, you know what?
simple.
It certainly is not, and I've learned a lot from my nephew.
Nothing is ever that simple. If it was, we wouldn't be fighting politicians to get rights.
Well, this is the problem. They make it complicated. They make it complicated.
Yes.
You know. So,
Uh,
so anyway, my advocacy has been at an all-time high, but the focus has been my music, and I think through my music, I get the biggest voice. So I try,
Absolutely.
I try to do as much as I can to, but I've been doing a lot, and the reason why I wanted to do this because I know that, there's a lot of stuff with Black Lives Matter right now, and I think it's really important that we pay attention.
Hmm.
So I did all this. I did all this research. I did a lot of research over the past little while, and so you guys all know the Grand Ole Opry, right?
Hmm.
So the Grand Ole Opry, one of the Grand Ole Opry's very first performers, because a lot of people think that our dear Charlie Pride, that I absolutely fucking love and cried the day he died. I'm like, Kiss an Angel,
Hmm.
Good Morning. I mean, come on. I grew up on this stuff. I love Charlie Pride. So near and dear to my heart. But he was not the first one. One of the very, very first Opry members was a gentleman by the name of DeFord Bailey, one of the top harmonica players in the whole of America,
Hmm.
famous for the Opry. So famous that Warner Records came out with a compilation called The Black Experience in Country Music. And
What?
this guy here is featured in this. Apparently, he was like absolutely amazing. One of the first harmonica players ever to be featured on the Opry was black.
Wow.
Yeah. So what happens is with this now,
Do
let's
you know
go.
what year that was?
That's 1940,
Oh, wow.
1937, 1940, I think. It's on Wikipedia. So if you look up DeFord Bailey,
Hmm.
you'll find his history. And the other thing is, so I love the banjo, right? Love the banjo. So the banjo was a big part of Burn the Floor. That's the one thing I wanted in Burn the Floor. I think that's why that song was such a hit. It was so kitschy and so
Because of the
trivial.
banjo?
The banjo. Did you know the banjo?
Just the banjo.
Yeah, I think the banjo was what made the whole song. That bam bam dam 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 dam. It goes through the whole song, and so just for
Yes.
everybody out there who
Hmm.
hasn't dug into this stuff, the banjo would not exist in country music if it was not for the slaves. They brought it from Africa, and if it hadn't have been for them bringing that goddamn banjo, my friggin' song wouldn't be a hit. So thank you very much to everybody that brought their banjos from Africa, because you made a big difference in country music. And anybody who says that black people aren't in country music, don't belong in country music. That's bullshit. That's like saying LGBTQ people don't belong in country music. We're here to say we do belong in country music.
Well, and so many music stems from when people arrived from Africa,
Yeah.
when they started to evolve music, because they couldn't talk to each other, but they could sing to each other. Um, it was a way of communicating, but it became a love language that I think over the years has evolved, and it's still happening. Because
Hmm.
I watched this documentary, and even more so in movies like Ray, when Jamie Foxx did Ray Charles.
Yeah.
You see how music is evolving through Black culture, and then all of a sudden, you know, white people come in and go, "Oh, well, this is cute. Let's."
And then they steal it. That's what happened in Nashville. That's what happened
Mhm.
in Nashville. They seen this. They seen this movement, and they
So
stole this shit. They stole it and made it white hetero.
yes, and so things like that are still happening. In fact, there was a big thing on TikTok. I haven't done this TikTok because um, what is her name? Corinne Bailey Ray. Yes, I mispronounce names all the time. But did Put Your Records On? That was a big hit back not that long ago, but
Yep.
back then. And then so he redid it, and then all these people are talking about how amazing this song is, and all this, um, getting, just wringing his neck and saying like, you need to let people know that you're not the original singer.
Hmm.
So I mean, and covers can be done. Like Whitney did Dolly's song, I Will Always Love You, but she also gave credit, and Dolly promoted the heck out of Whitney's version. So,
Hmm.
um,
She said she
it-
pulled over to the side of the road and she started to cry because she couldn't believe that Whitney Houston took her song and made it that massive.
yeah. So, and she's still collecting coin. Let's
Oh my
be.
God. Well, she says that. She'll say, because the Colonel, Elvis's manager, wanted to buy. So here's how it works in the music industry. There's these
Uh-huh.
things called publishing companies, and publishing companies sometimes they buy songs, and they wanted to buy the song from Dolly, which meant that Dolly would never make another cent of royalty, no matter if she sang it or anybody else ever did.
Hmm.
And she loved Elvis, and she said she cried the day that she said no, because
Well,
she knew that if Elvis had sang it, that it would have been massive, but she had no idea. It just goes to show you that you should always
well,
follow your heart.
she knew what she was doing. I think she's
That
made a lot of good choices based on her heart and her gut.
Dolly Parton's an icon. I'm going to meet her.
And she definitely is for Black Lives Matter. So
Oh, Dolly Parton is every color.
yeah.
She's Dolly Parton is every color, and she's like me. She's every color and she's every sexuality. It doesn't matter. What matters is how we relate to one another, how we respect one another. That's what really matters. And the music is what drives Dolly Parton. I mean, listen to that song "Backwards Barbie," like one of the best songs ever.
Mhm.
I'm just a backwoods Barbie, too much makeup, too much hair. I
I've
love
never
that
heard a
song.
man sing that song.
Don't be fooled by thinking that the goods are not all there. It's a great song. It's just amazing.
Dolly, don't come for me.
Dolly,
I don't have any money. That's
I
why
just want to I'm a backwoods Ken.
Oh,
That's why
see?
I'm a
You could
backwoods Ken
change
doll.
it. You could
I've
change it.
I've got too much makeup and not enough hair. So yeah, so I mean, I think we can. I don't like to be negative because I think we're heading in so many really good positive directions with everything.
Absolutely. There's so much work that needs to be done. Um, Kim, did you discover Drake today? Was it you that was like, "Oh my gosh"?
Thanks, Kim. I appreciate that.
I think it was Kim that was like, "Oh my gosh, your
Yeah,
voice."
Yeah, that's really nice. I think I seen it was her that said something like that on a post because I'm always reposting the stuff that you were posting, and I think it was Kim that said, "Oh my God, the voice." And the voice, the voice is very country and it's very plain. It's not embellished like Christina Aguilera. I don't do runs or anything like that, but I sing right from my soul. That's
Those
where it
are the
comes from.
best. Those are the best musicians. The
Yeah,
people that sing from their heart, their soul, their place of emotion, uh, raw, as they
yeah.
call it.
Well, Dolly's like that's the way Dolly is. Like she's raw. That's why it's so great.
Um, had a request
Uh huh.
that you do an a cappella version of "Burn the Floor."
I'll spin you round in do-si-do, 'cause Friday's gone before we know it. We'll burn the floor. We'll make our fire burn. Burn the floor.
Yes. Oh, see, you made my headphones fall off.
Yeah.
I almost started to melt in the
Did I sing the
seat.
right spot? It's been a long week, baby. Come and see me, maybe. Let's
I
try
like
the weekend on.
I like how the song builds.
Yeah, John Hemingway did that. John Hemingway and Rob Bruce, the guy in New York, my friend from New York. I met him through Facebook. I grew up idolizing Rob Bruce. He played in two major rock bands in Canada, like big rock
Oh
bands that were
wow.
stadium
Is
touring.
that the prerequisite? You have to be in a rock band?
Oh, well, Rob is classically trained, so when it comes to doing anything, he can do it. Like right now, he's working on. I'm doing a cover of a song called Snowbird, and it's a famous Canadian song that Anne Murray sang that no young person will ever know, and that's why I'm kind of revitalizing it. But Rob is doing a string arrangement for that now. He's just one of those people that can do anything. He's like my producer,
I feel like
Jonathan.
he can see music. And I don't mean like he can read notes. I feel like he can see
Yeah, he lives it.
music.
I think when he opens his mouth, musical notes fly out. Just saying. And I work with very talented people like Jonathan Edwards is like that. My producer here was producing Iconic, and then John Hemingway produced Burn the Floor with me, and he's super amazing. Major
Uh,
and he's American too, by the way. He's from Seattle.
so I have been following Drake since he was on the show, and I think the reason why I know most of these people that you're naming off is because I follow you. How do people find the artists that you work with?
Um, so like to find the people that I'm working with,
Yeah,
Rob.
yeah, like all the people you just named off. You just
So
named off like.
Rob Pruze and Jonathan Edwards are two people that love to be behind the scenes. Rob, you know that song Lethal Weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the movie Lethal Weapon? Well, the theme song to that, Rob was part and parcel of writing that. And
Oh,
he was in this big rock band at the time called Honeymoon Suite. They're the ones who did it. They were from Canada. And Rob now likes to be in the background and likes to produce. You won't find him. You'll find him somewhere on Facebook in a private profile. Jonathan Edwards is like that. John Hemingway has a Facebook page, a music page, John Hemingway Music on Facebook, and you will find him. And
okay.
John Hemingway is a stunning talent and an amazing vocalist. I work with Patrick Massey too. We're just doing a new duet. You know who Air Supply is? You're too young, probably. Do you know who Air
No,
Supply? Yeah, yeah. So with the success of Never Surrender, Patrick Massey gave me a call. He's a country artist from Vancouver, and
Mm-hmm.
he said to me, "Let's do an Air Supply cover song." And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Let's do Lost in Love."
Oh wow.
So we have this country version of Lost in Love that's in the works, and I cannot wait to release this.
Oh.
Because it sounds amazing with this. It's got banjo and steel guitar, and it's got this country guitar. It's amazing. I'm blown away at how great it is. I
Wow.
can't wait to sing it. I get to do the high part too. I get to be that, the lost in love
Oh.
and I don't know much. That part, I get to do that. And I'm like, because that's my old rock voice. That's that old voice that I had from 20 years ago. I still have it. So
Oh, he still lives on the inside.
yeah. So I'm gonna get to do a little Celine, a little Mariah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
all happy, girl. But yeah, you can.
Yes.
Patrick Massey's online too. You'll find Patrick on Facebook. I
Okay.
did a song called "Go Your Own Way" with Patrick Massey.
But I say that you have a great circle of people supporting you.
Oh God,
Um,
yeah. Well, you're one of them.
yes. Um, I try to follow as much as I can. Um,
Well, you're busy,
and
girl. You get busy.
well, you
I never
know.
take offense. I never take offense if you say I don't know what you're talking about. It's okay.
But did Charlie Daniels passing affect you, Drake?
Oh boy. Can I have a glass of water before we talk about this?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Pull up the song. What's the Charlie Daniels song? The name of that awful song that Charlie Daniels wrote. So the day that Charlie Daniels died and country music were accolading him and pining over him, my blood was boiling.
Mm-hmm.
And
tell the people that don't know why that is.
What's the name of that song? Easy Rider. Look it up on. I didn't pay any attention to Charlie Daniels at all through my career at all. I think we did go to the Charlie Daniels Museum when I was in Nashville, and it was a pile of trash, and it looked like a barn. Charlie Daniels was anti-LGBTQ, and he wrote a song about bashing gay people in a bar.
Mm-hmm.
And particularly, I think about one that was.
What's the name of that song?
Easy Rider, I think. And there's two versions of it because he created two versions of it. And it was the worst bigotry that you'll ever hear spewed. And it's a shame that music ever gets turned into such trash. And
don't need to apologize.
So I got in a huge argument with another really, really prominent musician that day that was a friend of mine. And I wouldn't back down. And she decided she wasn't going to either. And I lost a friend over it. Because she told me that Charlie Daniels and I are the same people. I'm like, yeah, no, girl. I'm like, I'm not Charlie Daniels.
Oh,
and I would never write a song that talks about bashing gay people. So, because that type of song is what got me, like, not to graduate and beaten up in middle school and tortured. Like, that's the kind of song that did that. What's the name of it? What is it? It's Uneasy Rider is the name of the song. Now, there's two versions. Be careful. There's one that's a little more commercial, and then there's the real one. And if you go listen to the real one, yeah, well, you'll burn every fucking Charlie Daniels CD or song that you ever hear for the rest of your life. I know I will. So I have no problem like speaking publicly about stuff like that because he was a bigot, and so it was pretty nasty. So you'd have to go. There's no love lost. I think Charlie Daniels will reap his karma. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh. Well. So we are way over time.
No, I'm not sorry you asked at all. No, Kimberly, no, because I think it's a poignant topic, and I think a lot of people accoladed Charlie Daniels. So it's really good that you brought it up.
I think so there are I almost want to say sometimes there's music against the world. There are some artists that we all I don't want to say love, but they're like on mainstream radio all the time. Even like sometimes I'll listen and then you realize that that person has contributed to anti-LGBT causes or has done things. Because I grew up. No, you didn't ruin a good vibe.
No, not at all. No, it's an awesome vibe.
It's a conversation.
Yeah, no, it's great. I have to put my glasses on, sorry, because I can't read people's comments.
Oh,
but the thing is that I'm glad that you brought that up because people need to be educated, just like they took the Confederate statues down. It's the same stuff. We cannot, and this is what I said in my post when Charlie Daniels died, Kim, just so you know. I said, we cannot take statues down of people that enslaved people and were full of hatred and then accolade Charlie Daniels in his death. We cannot do that. It is a double standard, and if we keep doing that, nothing will ever change, and that's what I said, and I was more than happy to lose that friend. I really was.
Not that I'm not trying to lose no friends, but I think it's an education moment, and this is the Wednesday night conversation. So
That's what it's about. It's all about that.
I think that there are some artists that eventually change their minds. I do think that some people do come out and say, it at the time they weren't aware of the damage that they could create. I have yet to hear that from like some artists that I appreciate the artistry, but I don't appreciate sometimes the message, because you can listen to it. You can hear a great song on the radio. I learned this a long time ago, just like the Charlie Daniels thing. You can hear a great song on the radio, but then as soon as you buy the album, you find out who the artist is. So
It's hidden in the tracks that don't go on the radio.
yes, because I am a huge fan of finding those hidden gems that don't get released as singles.
Right.
So you just have to be open and willing to be educated. It's just like people that listen to R. Kelly. There are a lot of artists that worked with R. Kelly and then took all of their music down, even though it was millions of dollars for them. They took took their music down and was like, let me just go ahead and take that out.
Like Celine. I mean, I remember seeing Celine do this great song called "I'm Your Angel."
Yeah, and that was written by him.
I love that song. And so anyway, after that, there was no association whatsoever. And this is before anything came out, just so you know. I think they caught wind. I think there was something.
Well, I'll let y'all watch the documentary. If you watch the documentary, a lot of people knew before it hit the fan.
I can't. I'm trying to really like, you can't bury your head in the sand totally. I get that. But I'm trying to be like, take the highest road I possibly can every day. I try that.
Well, let's take the high road, because we are over time, but I'm sure we still have people here though. I'm not mad. Let's do.
What time is it? It's not that time, is it? Have we been here this long?
Yes, it's 9:17 my time.
It's 11:18 here. Yeah.
Yes.
My
you asked me how long? An hour.
See, that's what happens when you take 10 years to like talk to me
again. Absolutely. So I think that you should close us out.
Yeah.
With a little piece of your latest single, if you could. Not
you want me to
you
do
can't.
It? I could do it a cappella because I don't have any music set up behind me.
Oh well, yes, if you want.
Just a little more time is all we're asking for. Just a little more time could open closing doors. Just a little uncertainty can bring you down. And nobody wants to know you now. And nobody wants to show you how. So if you're lost and on your own, you can never surrender. And if your path won't lead you home, you can never surrender. And when the night is cold and dark, you can see light. 'Cause no one can take away your right to fight and to never surrender, to never surrender.
Yes. Oh, I got all taken away that I forgot to put the comments up. Sorry. Kim says full body goosebumps.
Oh, wait till you hear Lost in Love, Kim. I can't wait for you to hear Lost in Love. How old are you, Kim?
Oh
I
my
need to know.
heart.
How old is Kim, Felicia?
I don't tell people's business like that.
Do you know Kim? You know Kim personally, obviously. She's
I do.
Kim, how old are you, Kim? Because do you remember Air Supply? Because you're gonna love this version of this song.
Hi, Heather. I haven't seen Heather in so
Look
long.
at all these people coming on. Oh, thanks, Cassandra. Oh, my heart too. I love you guys. Thank you very much, Felicia. You got a really good show. It can't be 10 years, but I might be dead if you wait 10 years like another time. You can't wait 10 years again.
Kim says that she'll be 44 on June 29th.
Okay, so you know Air Supply then, Kim. Yeah, they had some of the best, like, we call them crotch rubbing songs.
You call them what?
Crotch rubbers, because at all the dances, everybody at the end of the night would be all like rubbing crotches. I know it's a real vulgar thing, but that's what they call a lot of ballads. But Air Supply were all about the love, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's how people got in trouble.
Yeah.
That's how we all got here.
You know, kind of. I think it's called bumping uglies, is what they call it. So I can't wait to. I've got my glasses on again. I can't wait till the song comes out with Patrick Massey. It's gonna be awesome. Maybe we'll come back on the show with Patrick. He talks a lot, though. I'm just gonna warn you. He talks more than me. Oh, he's gonna kill me.
Oh. I'm okay with that.
Well, maybe we could do the release with you, Felicia.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, we could do the release of the Air Supply song with you, and that be the first time that we'll ever play it. And yeah.
Oh, I would love that.
That'd be awesome.
We'll talk.
Yeah. These people are great, by the way. I love all of your fans. Like, these people are great. I hope they come over to my Facebook page and like my page.
Oh, well, let's make that happen.
Yeah. So this has been a blast. I can't believe it's 11:30.
Were you gonna do the other song?
Oh, so I've been picking that guitar, right? So totally. So what I did in lockdown, I this is like really funny. So I could never play guitar. And then I picked it up. And I was like, wow, I am like playing guitar, because Michael bought me this guitar how many years ago, Mike? And so 10 years ago, and I just started playing.
Oh, so maybe just after the show or just before?
Just after the no, it was just after the show. Yeah. So I've been picking at like playing guitar, and I told you I'm not a guitar player, so I'm going to warn everybody right now. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
That was so good.
So, first time ever singing and playing guitar on a live stream is right now.
Oh wow!
I've never done it in front of people because I've always been really nervous. But you guys are always you guys are so nice. So I have no problem.
Oh, look at all this.
Yeah.
Kim says, open the borders. I need to meet Drake.
Oh, listen, they got to open those borders. I'm telling you. So I hope I get to come to the States, because I really, really want to come back to the States. I love the States. Hi,
Brian.
I've always wanted to come to Phoenix. I was supposed to at one time and never got to do it. I wanted to play the Phoenix Rodeo.
Oh, like AGRA?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But they forgot about us Canadians down here. So yeah, I'm really happy. Like, so I just want to tell people, if you think you can't do something, I never thought I'd be able to play guitar, and now I can play guitar. So it's like, lockdown was good for me, right?
A blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it was good for me in a way and bad for me in another way, because I think I might be running around the woods naked by the end of this. We're on a curfew, by the way, so we have to be in by 8 o'clock, and we're not allowed outside the door until 5 in the morning. Like, it's a curfew.
So you run around naked 10 minutes till,
Right.
And then by 8 o'clock back inside.
Right. That's kind of how it happens. Yeah. So could you guys hear the guitar through there? Because I was wondering.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. So I'm not scaring anybody away with my guitar playing.
No. In fact, I think.
So I'm just telling people, like, you know, what the one thing I always want to do is inspire people. I'm 50. I'll be 51 years old on April 15th, and there's a lot of ageism in music. And the one thing I wanted to do was kind of dispel the fact that if you missed it in your 20s, you don't have to give up your dream. I didn't.
Oh, no. If anything, I learned that my 20s was just the time to make up my mind on which way I was going.
Oh, girl, you and me both. I was such a mess. And yes, Ryan, I'm going to play guitar for you when you come up. Absolutely. I'll be even better, Brian, by the time you come. I'll be able to play my transition from D to C a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm getting better at that. But yes,
better than what I.
So, but there is something about a guy playing a guitar, and I always found it very sexy. And I'm all about the sexy, right? Because people think I'm a total slut because of the way I take pictures. I just, you know, Dolly talked about looking cheap and all this stuff, and I followed her lead. You know, I really loved Dolly, and she was a huge inspiration to me. And yes, I wear a lot of makeup, and yes, I dress up like superheroes, but it is kind of like the male version of what Dolly Parton does.
Absolutely.
And
she said that she did it unapologetically.
Yeah, like, and I do the same thing, and so many people make fun of me and say, oh, you know, some guy said to me the other day, he said, this is sickening, and he meant sickening in a bad way, not in a good way.
Oh.
He said that somebody can take such country western gear, he said, and make it this disgusting. He said, like a woman.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, no.
Well,
you know, there's a lot of naysayers out there. You got to push the naysayers aside, and then you just got to barrel on through, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Haters are the number one motivators.
Oh.
Ryan, thank you. Yes. Ryan also bought some of my stickers.
Oh, Ryan's awesome. Ryan's been a fan of mine for years, by the way. Thanks, Ryan.
Oh, since the first time you were on the show?
Probably before that, Felicia. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, my fans in the U.S. are absolutely amazing people.
Well, I think you got a couple more that are.
I think I got more here today. I'm going to be coming on this show all the time. You could just tell Freddie. You tell Freddie he needs to get a headache more often or something like that.
I'm not doing that. I am not doing that.
I like Freddie. I missed him.
Yes, you did, and he missed a good show.
This was a real rap. I loved it. Like, this was awesome. We covered everything, and it was positive, and we even the negative stuff we talked about, we spun it on positive.
Yeah, absolutely. Kim is too.
Kim is a new fan. Kim, you got to go to my Facebook page and my Instagram and all that stuff. Send me a message so I know who you are, please, and I'll follow you back on Instagram if you're there, please, because I love to follow people back. I know a lot of people like to go like, I have 50,000 Instagram followers and I follow 0 people, or I follow -1.
No, that's not me.
Not me.
I follow more people than people that follow me.
Yeah, I think I do. Well, I'm close to that. I was close to that. Lately, it's been climbing. But yeah, I love following people back. I want to know who you are. I want to know who the people that like me are. I'm just as interested in people as they are interested in me. You know.
Absolutely.
So.
Brian says, been a fan since first album. His late hubby was a big fan of his forever.
Yes, Clancy had died. Yeah. Yeah. So Clancy's hanging around though, Ryan. We all know he's here. Too big of a personality to leave. He's like me. When I die, I'm going to be back to haunt everybody that I don't like.
At least come visit me. You can sing.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's just Drake. It's fine.
Pinky. Okay, Kimberly, send me a message. Find me. I'm Drake Jensen Official on Instagram. Find me, follow me, and I'll follow you back. I'll see the follow. And I'll
No,
follow
your
you.
Instagram is Drake.Jensen.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Good thing you're here. Want to be my manager?
No, I can barely manage myself.
I think you'd make a great manager. They'd see you come and they'd be afraid. They'd see that hair. The hair would scare them.
I walk around with my big hair and let's go.
You know what they say in Texas, girl, about the hair? The higher
Takes
the
a lot of hairspray.
The closer to God.
I don't hear him in here.
You don't hear? Not under that hair, you couldn't hear nothing. I'm so terrible. So what are we doing now? Are we closing? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Do we have to say goodbye?
We don't have to say goodbye. We say see you later because all these people are going to follow you.
I hope they follow. You know how you don't want some people to follow you home? I think I want these people to follow me home.
And Drake is always on live. You think I'm on live all the time. Drake is on live. And he doesn't just go live on one channel, mind you. Because sometimes my phone, I'll go, oh, I'll catch that one in just a minute. And then, oh, Drake is on Instagram now. If you want somebody that's always connecting, you got it.
Ranting, always connecting, always, people think I'm a,
Okay, so, ooh.
What?
I wonder what other song. I only picked one. Hold on. Let me pull up my Spotify, please. Hold on.
Okay. No, don't go. No, Kimberly, I don't want to go either. I think we should just crack out the rum and have a couple of shots of rum.
Oh, rum?
We've got rum that's made in Quebec here. I wish you guys were here. We'd have a party.
My dad's from Jamaica, and we
I love Jamaican rum.
Oh, but
the next day, not so good. The next day, but yeah, no.
It's good if you have a fever, though.
Yes, it's really good if you have a cold.
You heard it here. Yeah. Just a moment from Scars.
Scars.
That was from
Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic is in France, by the way. So a lot of mine are on here too.
Yeah.
So, did you have a song too? Did you pick one too?
I was still looking. I'm trying to look at what's my most played.
Because like Scars is like, sticks and stones will break his bones, but broken bones will heal. Deep within, beneath the skin, there's a pain that he conceals. And all the shame and anger he keeps under lock and key. Because the words they use when they abuse leave scars that you can't see.
So I'm trying to press the songs without them playing. Hold on. Please hold.
Holding. I'm holding.
We already did Never Surrender.
Did Never Surrender?
Okay. My next song that is most played by you is Wherever Love Takes You.
So that was the top 40 hit. That was the one that got me on the top 40. Oh. We are the wind, whispering like a prayer on a wave of love to a new frontier. This is our chance. There's nothing to fear. If we open our hearts, we'll see the light. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wherever love takes us tonight. Wherever love takes us tonight.
Yes.
That was the top 40.
I have a question for you. So I follow a lot of musicians on social media, period. I always see, like, I follow one guy that like plays the piano, and it's maybe like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I know they live with other people.
Right.
Do you just like break out in song in the middle of the night if you
Yeah.
if you so feel?
Yeah. It
And how
usually
does your
happens.
husband feel about
Yeah.
it?
Well, Michael loves to hear me singing because Michael doesn't sing. My husband, by the way, is a professional Santa Claus. He's been in Hallmark movies.
Oh, I
Yeah,
did not know that.
Mike's famous here. He's actually been into one of the most prestigious malls in Canada. He's been Santa Claus in that mall, and has star power in his own right. But he loves to hear me sing. I sing all the time here, and the cabin is always filled with music because
That's wonderful,
it's
wonderful.
joy. And I'll be on YouTube right now. I'll be after taking the gummy too, and I'll be on YouTube and I'll be singing along, and that's how I end up doing covers. That's how I end up doing this stuff. That's how the last record happened. Because I
Okay.
started picking stuff like on YouTube, and that's what happened. And then I start singing like along with YouTube. You know, yeah. So if you've seen a Christmas scavenger hunt, it's Michael Morin, Kimberly. So you'll Santa Michael Morin on Instagram. You'll find him. He actually is the original Santa Claus. When you see him, you're gonna go, oh, I am Mrs. Claus, by the way. But yeah, so if you've
Not a
seen,
Mr. Claus?
yeah, it's kind of like a Mr. and Mr. So we have a plan here. What we're going to do in the village is I'm going to buy a 4-wheeler, and I'm going to get a red 4-wheeler with a red trailer on the back, and we're going to put a Santa chair on the back, and we're going to go through the village and give candy to the kids.
That would be so cute.
Yeah, and I'm going to dress like a lumberjack. That's just what I'm going to do. Because I like that. You know, but yeah, so if you've seen a Christmas scavenger hunt on Hallmark, then the Santa in that movie is my husband, Michael. So, celebrities we all are, Felicia Minor. Celebrities we all are.
I'm just a girl in a big city.
Oh no, girl, you're something special. I just love you.
I love you too. Was there one last song that you were gonna play? The one that we talked about before you.
That was it. I think that was.
That?
I sang more than I thought I was going to sing, but that's been a lot of fun. But next time, I'm going to tell you. The next time I'm on the show, making a commitment to learn more songs on the guitar because I know them on piano. If I had piano here, I can play scars and sing it, no problem. But I can't on guitar because it's different. The guitar is a really difficult instrument to master. But just the fact that I can play Amazing Grace and sing it, I'm like, oh, I can do it. I'm going to do it on Felicia's show tonight.
I will say that it was better than Somebody Else.
Oh?
That's sang at the inauguration.
You didn't like it?
Garth Brooks?
You didn't like it?
No.
Oh, you don't like Garth Brooks?
So last week we talked about it. Garth Brooks needs accompaniment. He does not do so well by himself because it was not.
Oh, the shade. It's a lot. Right now, I'm gonna take my glasses off, and I'm gonna put my glasses back on because the library is now open.
He did not. We should send your portion of what you just did to him and be like, okay, so let's try this.
Well, thank you very much, but I have to tell you a story. So I have to tell you a story because my dad's in the hospital right now. He's really sick.
Oh.
Yeah, he's really sick. He's dying. So dad was my big. Oh, thank you. My dad was my big country music inspiration, and we were driving to Halifax. I was like 14 years old, probably. Me and my sister in the back seat of the brand new Ford Tempo. Now picture this,
Oh.
Well, middle class coal miner. Dad's a coal miner. Yes, I was born a coal miner's daughter. Dad's a coal miner. Had this Ford Tempo, $14,000. I think we paid for it new. Cassette player. My dad went to A&A Records and
we had a cassette player. You were rolling big time.
Yep, it was, but the damn thing was made in Mexico. It fell apart in 2 years, but anyway, that's a whole other story. So we're driving to Halifax, and my father puts his tape in. It's so weird to say tape, and I hear, "This old highway's getting longer. Seems there ain't no end in sight. Sleep would be best, but I just can't afford to rest. I got a ride in Denver tomorrow night. And I go to my father, who is that? Pass me that cassette. And he passed it, I'll never forget, he passed it over the seat like this. And there was this man on the front, and I went, oh my God, I want to be him. And
I won't say that he's not good looking. And he has done some things in the past that.
Oh, I know.
But judging solely on the performance at the inauguration, I was like, ooh.
No, what for you, eh?
Mm-mm.
No. He's a huge idol of mine. I want to be played on his radio station. I'd like to meet
But
him.
I think that was the thing is I think that he's so big that I thought that I was maybe I was expecting more because he is so big.
Yeah, and I think sometimes we do. And sometimes we build expectations beyond because these people become so big. They become bigger than they are.
And I was like, oh, that's what we're doing.
But Garth has made such a contribution to change in country music. You know, his sister was playing bass. She was gay, by the way.
Oh.
In his band, yeah. And then he came out with, this ain't coming from no prophet, just an ordinary man. When I close my eyes, I see the way this world shall be when we all walk hand in hand. And then in comes the choir, right? And we shall be free change country music. Whether the country music industry or not ever acknowledged it, because those bitches did not, just so you know.
I don't think they would.
They didn't. They didn't. And it was, when he said we're free to love anyone we choose, when we're all big enough for all different views, it's just, and it was an epiphany, really.
Kim wants to know, can you cover Standing Outside the Fire?
Yeah. Standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire. Life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire. Great song. This stuff is iconic. I know all Garth Brooks' stuff, by the way. Like, I know them all. Every one of them, every lyric, I know every Garth Brooks song. There's not one you can't throw at me that I can't sing.
Love it.
Yeah. The Change is my favorite. The Change is my favorite. It was after the Oklahoma bombing. So I want, I'll put it out there. I know, Felicia, that, plug your ears for me. But I want to do something with Garth. I'd love to do something with Garth.
I didn't say that I didn't like him. I just said that I didn't like the performance.
You didn't like that Amazing Grace, is what you're telling me.
I'm so used to being just moved by Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And everybody's got a different vibe, right? And if it's not the vibe for you, then that's what
I mean, it wasn't for me. That's.
Yeah. So Standing Outside the Fire, I'd love to cover that. I've wanted to do. What I really want to do someday is I'd love to do a Garth Brooks tribute and just do Garth Brooks music just for a few shows, just to see what would happen.
Oh, or a tribute album?
I would love to do that. Love to do that.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
Okay, it's going to happen. It was your idea. I'll blame you.
Let's manifest. Yeah. Manifest.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm going to have to go back and watch when you were on last.
It was a long time ago, and I bet you I look really weird because I had that really black. Because just so you know, my beard's always been gray. I've been coloring it since I was I turned gray when I was 26.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I went gray very fast. It's the bad genes in our family for gray hair. And I was always gray, and I was dyeing it real black back then, coloring it black.
So Kim has gone from just listening to you on Spotify to front row center and meet and greet.
I think Kim's at president of the U.S. fan club kind of status at this point, Felicia.
She is thoroughly promoting up there.
Kim, now if you can just replicate, do what the Borg do on Star Trek and make about 500,000 more people like you, and we'll get somewhere. We can do it. No, but seriously, I'm going to tell you, like the Spotify thing started with 100 people that kept streaming the song. And one person, it just goes to show you, one person can make a massive difference. The president already has. We finally have a president, and he already has made a difference. He is one person. And mind you, he's got a woman behind him too, like, or a woman beside him, I should say, because I think that
Both.
she is pinnacle in this whole scheme of things. And you know, two people are going to make a major difference in millions, billions of people's lives. And I think that's
worldwide,
yeah.
because the world was celebrating, and I've never seen that before.
Cassandra says Kim is a hardcore
Stan.
I think she's meant to say fan.
No, Stan. So we've talked about this on the show before too. So you need to go back and watch a couple episodes.
Okay.
But Eminem had a song.
Yeah.
Where Stan was the fan that was like obsessed with Eminem.
Oh.
And so since then it's become part of the vernacular that a fan that is like over the top, willing to do anything is a stan. So
I love stans. I'm with you. Down with that. But Cassandra, you too. I mean, everybody's included in this. We're not tossing anybody off the wagon. Just so you know.
Don't you have a fan club? I thought you had a.
I do not.
Are you trying to open a U.S. chapter?
Yeah, I would love to have somebody in the U.S. that would take that on. I just don't have the time for it right now.
Kim. Are you?
No pressure, Kim. My aspiration is to become the gay Kenny Rogers, and I think it's kind of happening. I'm looking at myself on the camera and kind of going,
just don't get a facelift that goes wrong.
Girl, oh my God, what's going on? Poor Kenny when that happened. That was so bad. It was almost like Pete Burns' lips.
Yeah, I liked him the way he was. He was beautiful, and then I was like, oh.
Then it was one day you seen him, and it was like, where's Kenny?
Oh, you know what I did see? I think it was like an anniversary performance of him and Dolly together.
Yes.
And I was like, who is that?
Yeah, doesn't even look like him.
I was like, ew.
But you think we lost Kenny Rogers this year, right? Who was major icon of mine. We lost Lynn Anderson. And you probably don't know who Lynn Anderson is, but if I beg your pardon.
I know a lot more than you think I do.
You a rose garden. That song? That was Lynn. She died. I'm like, oh my God, cried. She died. And then Charlie Pride died. And that was fucking it for me. I was like, shut this motherfucker down. I'm done with 2020. I'm like, I can't deal with this. Charlie Pride died. I cried.
A lot of legends.
Oh, the day that Charlie Pride died, I love Charlie Pride. Kalijah and like Kiss an Angel, Good Morning, and The Snakes Crawl at Night. I listened to that stuff over and over and over again when I was a kid.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So I have a bit of time.
We have to go.
I have a lot of post show things to do. So thank you. And don't let it be 10 years again.
No, it won't be. I'm going to tell you when we come out with the Air Supply song, me and Patrick Massey will come back on and we'll play it and we'll do the big release.
I never got
to do our USA release for us.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Do you have any virtual gigs coming up? Because I know you're not leaving the cabin.
No, but I think what I'm going to do is I have a gambler. Yes. What I'm going to do is so this year is the 10th anniversary of On My Way to Finding You. Somehow I'm going to figure out how to do a virtual concert because the vaccine situation in Canada is not good. We're not getting vaccinated until probably next October, November.
What?
So, yeah, girl, I'm telling you, we didn't.
I need to call the Prime Minister.
I just didn't want to shit on any of this great positivity we got going on here.
Okay.
So anyway, vaccines are like that. No, Pfizer said no, they're not delivering, and it's really not good right now. The doctor was angry on the phone today when I called him for my prescription. It was like, don't ask me, call the Prime Minister. And that's what it was like. And he just was angry about it. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to do a virtual online concert where I perform every song from On My Way to Finding You from that record.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna
Mm.
do that. So and then I'm gonna ask special people in my life to do shout outs for me and say what I've meant to them, and you know what I mean, girl.
I just met you. Just kidding.
And the library ain't open, just so you know, and I ain't singing at any inaugurations because I'm scared to death what you're gonna say after I do it.
No, just call me. Call me for the rehearsal, and I'll let you know.
Okay, all right. So we might have you since you were on my Christmas special. What did you think? Did you like the Christmas special? Did you
Oh, I
watch
stayed and watched the whole thing because I
it? Good.
I thought so I saw the drag queens on there, and then I thought, oh well, I'm the only one that doesn't. The whole cast, you had a beautiful cast. They all sang except for me. That's what I was like. Oh
Yeah, but that doesn't matter, does it? Does that matter
no,
to
but I
you?
was like, oh, ooh,
That
all
don't,
these singers.
no, yeah, but that don't matter. You're an artist. This is what it's about. My Christmas show was about artists. It didn't matter what you do.
Yes, but you all sang beautifully.
Thanks.
And Santa makes an appearance. I don't know if the video is available, but
No, it's actually it's disappeared. We're gonna do
oh,
a new one next year with a better sound quality because we just ordered a brand new. The money you're talking about that you need. Like
mm-hmm.
we just spent 3,000 on this stuff.
Oh, oh,
Because I
oh.
ordered a big microphone, like the biggest one I could find, like about that thick, and it's
Well,
a
mine's
Shure.
sitting here.
Hmm?
Mine's sitting here.
Yeah, well, I ordered a good Shure microphone. We ordered the Vimeo video camera, the 4K camera, everything, and yeah, it costs a lot of money. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
lucky to have people that invest in me like they do, and but yeah, so next year's show is gonna be better. You're gonna be on next year's show?
Yes.
Well,
Let's
maybe you
do
can
it.
do a little. Maybe next year you do a little co-hosting.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Like I'll get you to introduce some people and do stuff like that.
Oh, I love that. I love
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because you're like my favorite queen in the States.
Oh, I won't tell anybody else.
Yeah, I know you can tell that. I think we just told a bunch of people.
Okay, so we need to close this out. We keep stopping and start and stop
Be
and
still
start.
my heart. It's gonna kill me to shut the camera off.
So Freddie has a gig coming up on the 15th. It's called Love's Taking Over, a Valentine's happy hour and toy drive benefiting Miller's Children's Hospital of Long Beach, and it has an all-star cast. I couldn't believe it,
Wow.
but Melissa Etheridge is one of the people that is on this virtual event. So this is a big deal. And I say yes, 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 because he's going to be in attendance per se for this virtual event with.
Good for Freddie. That's awesome. I love Miss Esther. She's one of my
and
favorite females.
I think Leanne Rhymes is a part of it too.
Don't even stop. Stop.
So,
I need liquor.
You don't like her?
No, I need liquor.
Oh, I thought you said
drunk after this. I'm not there. I want to be part of this thing. I love Leanne Rhymes. One of my.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've recently refell in. Can you refall in love with somebody?
Yeah.
Because she is going through a mental health journey.
Yep.
And about how fame took her from being a child to an adult in less than like 10.5.
We already seen what it did to Michael Jackson. Just saying.
So, but she talks about a whole bunch of different things about how when you start as a child, you don't get to experience certain things and your mind doesn't know like how to take a break from work. So basically she became an adult overnight. So
Michael, you don't have to crouch. Felicia's okay with you being on her show.
I saw you in your red pajamas.
Yeah, he's got red. He wears coveralls in red all the time because he lives as Santa. He truly does. But Leanne Rhymes has had a really rough time. I mean, she was taking her parents to court when she was 17 years old. I mean,
yeah, she talks about that too. I don't want to give it all away.
No, it's unbelievable. The whole story. I followed the whole thing. I've followed her whole career, by the way.
Yeah, she's just phenomenal. So kudos to Freddie for getting that gig.
Yeah, Freddie, how did he get that?
He's Mr. I always say his title wrong. I'm not going to say it. And on February 28th, I joined Miss Nature for the Reading with Elected Officials, presented by Drag Story Hour Arizona. Excuse me. And we have coming up in a couple weeks or next week, Brandon McGill, artist and photographer. And then we have Shannon Black of Free Mom Hugs Arizona coming to join us, and other special guests. Now we're going on 2 hours, and people have stayed long enough.
They're all still here too, aren't they?
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you for all of you joining tonight's conversation, and special thanks to our special guest, Drake Jensen, for joining us tonight.
Oh, Felicia, yes. It's a pleasure. You know I just love you.
Yes, I love you too. So you'll be in contact to let me know when all that other stuff is happening.
Yeah, we'll when we release Lost in Love, Patrick and I will come on the show.
And it won't be 10 years from now.
No, actually, we're going to try to get it out in March.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
Yay.
So hopefully, I can't wait for people to hear this, Felicia. It's so good. So good.
So we're going to thank our audience for sticking around for 2 hours.
2 hours!
And Kim says that she'll be in contact. Thank you to everyone who watched tonight on the live, and to those who watch on the replay. There are so many people that watch on the replay. We will see you next week for your Wednesday night conversation. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Love you guys.
Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Subscribe to the Let's Have a Fefe podcast. You can listen on your favorite podcatcher. See you next week for your Wednesday night conversation. This has been Let's Have a Fefe.